Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Max. I'm back with another video. Hope you enjoy this. This is a bit more on topic to what my channel's more about, but it's also off topic as well. It's something a bit different to normal, but not that different, if you get me. So as you know, in the last video I did about eating, and the video before that was about my mental health, and I did that with pictures. But today we're doing something a bit different, just different. Okay, so this week's video, well not this week, this video, because I don't know when I'll be uploading this, whether it's tomorrow, which would be the day after my eating video, or whether it's anything like next week or still this week or something. I don't know when I'm uploading this, so I don't know when you'll see it, because sometimes I leave videos till like last minute and I upload them weeks after uploading another. I'm never consistent on my video posting, but I'm consistent enough to post it after a few weeks. Like within a few months I will post, basically. That's what I'm trying to get at. Oh, my hair is annoying me. So I'm just going to tie it up. All my head, I've been struggling a lot. Decided to do something to it, as you can tell, but obviously I've probably got foundation still on them, so you can't really tell with it. Right, so this week's video, today's video, is about what to expect when going into a psych ward. Now, all psych wards are different. What is my hair doing? All psych wards are different, like you never know what to expect, so yeah, it's hard to tell, but most psych wards have the same kind of rules. There's just a few rules that are different in different psych wards. So in the first hospital I went to, this is what wasn't expected, but what I had, basically, because I didn't know what to think when I first went into a hospital. I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? What are they gonna do? What's gonna happen? I was like, what's going on? What? Just what? I'm saying what a lot. I'm sorry. So the first psych ward I went to, you were allowed shoes in your room. You were allowed jumpers with strings in like this. You were allowed shoelaces, of course. You were allowed shorts and trackies with string in. You were probably allowed belts. You were allowed scarves. Yeah, all that is allowed in the one psych ward I went to, which was my first ever one. And the first obs you get, like when you first go there, your obs are, I think, 15 minutes. That's the first obs they will ever do. And if you're really ill, they can go to 5-minute obs before they put you on one-to-one. They give you an opportunity. Because if you fuck it up on the 5-minute obs, you're on one-to-one, mate. Hate to break it to you. In this ward, they didn't really search us. Like, they asked if we had anything in our pockets. And they sometimes searched your pockets. Like when we first went there, they searched your pockets. But like when you've been there a few days and you're allowed on leave, they don't really check your pockets, which is a bit bad. But it is bad. And it's bad to let kids have strings and shoes or laces in their room because of reasons. Because obvious reasons, if you've ever been in a psych ward or if you know about stuff about psych wards. Yeah, anyway, if you had something and you hadn't gave it in and they haven't found it, they will search your room They will have someone with you until you give it in. They'll offer you 5 minutes, like half an hour to give it in. If you don't give it in by then you're fucked. You're one-to-one after that. They will one-to-one you if you don't hand over your sharps. If you know what sharps means, it's just basically stuff you can self-harm with. Just in case you don't know. And yeah, that was pretty much it. In the daytime, during the week, we had school. We were woke up at like 7 in the morning, given our meds. Then we had school. We had breaks, so we could have fruit on our breaks or something. Like, I don't know what, I can't remember. It's been that long. It's been like over a year now. It's been like 2 years, nearly 2 years since I went there, so spare me some credit. Like, it's over a year basically, so I can't really remember. But we were allowed fruit for definite. I knew we were allowed fruit. I know that much. The snacks. So we had snacks in the middle of like the school day. Like, you'd have snacks between first lesson and second lesson, and between second and third lesson you had lunch. Now there's a few options for lunch, and it changed daily. Like, one day you could have pizza. And they didn't do pizza. And then they did pizza on some days, like weekends maybe, or Friday evening for dinner. But that's about it. And it was like every 2 weeks to a month at least. But we basically was allowed like pizza, roast. It was the weekend, I guess. I don't know if it was the weekend or during the week. Chicken Kievs, or a vegetarian option. A roast, or a nut roast, which rat roast, if you don't know, is just vegetarian version, I think. I've never had it, so I don't actually know, but I'm guessing. And it's probably made out of nuts. You're allowed to leave if you're good, and if it was at nurse's discretion. Discretion just means choice. If they think you're well enough to go out, they will let you. If not, like if you feel unsafe or something, they won't let you out. They'll just make you sit in a room with your family. Yeah. Anyway, back to it. Sorry, I had to pause to text one of my mates back because I thought they were struggling with mental health, but no, they're not. It's just something else. But yeah, back on track. They let you out if you have been good for like the past day or two. If you had, sorry, I'm blanking out a bit. If you had been good, you were allowed out. If you had no incidents, you would have been allowed out. And if you'd already been out that day, I think you couldn't go out again. I think you could only go out once a day at least, unless it's with staff or for a fag. Because at this hospital we had fag breaks, and it was between 4 and 6. You were allowed to have for a fag, and it was for 15 minutes, so you could have more than one fag to supply yourself for a while. So like, it wasn't as bad. If you got caught smoking in your room, they would ask for the lighter and possibly the fags, but they don't really ask for the fags. They didn't. Anyway, moving on to the second hospital. Hospital number 2. Basically, this was a PQ, and this PQ was like high security, so it was like really secure, so you would only allow certain things. When I started off there, we were allowed hoodies like this, but without strings, of course. high risk with strings, but you were allowed hoodies. And then after a while, they decided that they couldn't see your neck properly, so they decided to ban hoodies and only allow jumpers, like jumpers without hoods. Yeah, that was only allowed. And we weren't allowed any strings at all. We had to be supervised with pens, like felt tip pens. We were supervised with, and if you'd managed to gain trust to have it unsupervised, but you weren't allowed it in your room because of risk, because everyone in a PQ is kind of high risk. So yeah, we wasn't allowed our clothes in our room, and we definitely weren't allowed shoes in our room. Because of the laces, we had to keep our shoes in a security closet, and we were only allowed them if we were going out or outside, if it was wet outside, or if we didn't have any sliders. Sliders we were allowed in our rooms because they have no laces, so they're not really a risk. Pretty much that. Our clothes we had to keep in the security closet in our own boxes, and we had to have one set of clothes a day, or like one set of clothes at a time. We had to they waited outside, and you'd have to put your clothes over the other side of the bathroom door, because we had plastic doors there. The first hospital we had a door that locked, like a proper door, like a proper bathroom door, but you had this lock that just not slides but twists. And then in the second hospital we had these foam doors that were about like that, but like imagine a door space and then like about that on the door. Say the door was most of the screen, most of what you can see in the door would be like that on it. And yeah, we had to put our clothes either under or over, and we'd be completely naked in the bathroom, so they weren't allowed to walk in or anything, because that's invasion of our privacy, especially if you've gained privacy. If you haven't, you could get changed one by one, and if you're on a one-to-one, you had to get changed in front of them, like they had to watch you, because in a PQ you're basically on arm's length the whole time. So yeah, and we got changed after we put the clothes over the door, so that was alright. And yeah, sorry, I went to text my mate back again. I keep doing that. I can't read them on read because they're like one of my best mates. Anyway, we were allowed paper in our room, and if we had tape, it had to be the smallest bit, because tape's a risk. So we were only allowed small bits, so that we could never make like a really big piece out of all the little bits. So we could only have like a certain amount in our room, like one wall's worth. It's like a wall like this, and there'd be like pictures or posters. Yeah, well, that wall for instance, but without the posters and that. It'd be like stuff you made, and the piece of tape would be like that. We weren't allowed books with strings in it. We weren't allowed books with like little staples in either. And yeah, that just wasn't allowed. And if they suspected that you're hiding something in a book, they would take it away and search it. Like one way or another, they're taking it away and searching it. in this hospital we had a room called seclusion, and what seclusion is just a big empty room with just a bed, with a door that locks on the one side, so it's locked for you on the inside, but on the outside they can open it. And next door to that is the bathroom, where they have to watch you pee if you need the toilet, which is really awkward. For me personally, I just couldn't. I could never pee on a one-to-one. Never. Let alone a 3-to-1. God, I've been on a 3-to-1 before. I think that's the highest amount of people they can have with you. I don't think they do a 4-to-1. They probably do in a low secure. I'm not sure how that one works because I've never been to one. But yeah, a PQ. I think the highest amount of staff is 3-to-1. And if you had an incident like the day before, you were not allowed out the day after. You would have to wait 2 days and then you were allowed out. Yeah. You literally had to wait 2 days. So if you kicked off the night before, not allowed out. If you kicked off the day before, not allowed out. If you kicked off on that day, you're definitely not allowed out. But some people, if you're on a 1-to-1, I think you have to wait 2 days after you got off the 1-to-1 before you can go out. And I think only then you have grounds leaves for like an hour or 2. The first leave you get, which leave is just where you get to go off the ward. The first set of leave is grounds leave for like 1 or 2 hours. And then off the ward, it would be about 3 hours at least. 3 hours to just chill with your family out somewhere. And then it would go up to 4. Then it would go to 6. Then it would go to 8. And then it would go to night. Then it'd be 2 nights. Then 3 nights. Then 4 nights. And that's maximum in the PQ. Unless you're on daily, like where you get to go out every night, not being on the ward, but every day you go to the ward. I knew a patient there who was about to be discharged. So this is like when you're about to be discharged. You're allowed to be at home every night, but on the ward every day. Yeah. If you harm yourself, they will come straight at you. Like, if you're self-harming in the slightest, they'll be there rugby tackling you. No, I'm kidding. They're not rugby tackling you. They just come and restrain you. They do a slight restraint at the beginning, but if you don't stop and you keep trying and you're struggling, like you struggle to stay in that restraint, they will get tired on it, and they will start doing a proper restraint in the end if you don't stop. And they can pull their alarms if you're too much. Like if you kick off at them doing that, like restraining you, then yeah, they will just pull their alarm, and the alarm is just so staff can run down. So staff will come running into the place that it is, because the alarms say where it is. So it's like a machine, and it says what room it is, whereabouts it is, and staff will just go running there. Anyway, I think that's it. Oh yeah, and you get searched every time you come back. Like, they will search your waistband, like the actual inside of the waistband. They'll search the buckle of your jeans, on the inside of course. They will actually do like, whip out your bra like that. That sounded bad. But like, they'll ask you just to move it, basically, at the bottom, just in case something falls out. They'll ask you to take your jumper off. They'll probably check bandages and shit. They check your mouth, your socks. They'll ask you to take off your shoes. So it's like proper search. But if you keep bringing things back and they don't know where you're putting them, they've got to do a strip search, which is basically where you strip. And you have to do it. You have to get changed behind a towel. So there's a towel but it's so they can see you and what's going on that your side of the towel, and you just get changed, and if anything falls out, then you're fucked, really, because they'll be like, well, you tried to bring something back, even with strips out, and they might start to think of low secure after so long of it. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. The third hospital. Now that hospital was quite shit. It was a shit hospital, I have to admit. Sorry. Basically, I went in and they searched me thoroughly. Like, they really search you. So make sure you don't bring anything back, or bring anything from the, depending if you just arrived or anything. They would proper search you, and they would get the scanner out, which I didn't mention, the PQ also did that. And it would get the scanner, and they will scan you after doing a pat down. If you brought something back, apparently, like, I've never got caught out bringing something, but like, if you bring something back, apparently they just let you keep it anyway if you refuse to hand it over. It's mad, and they don't want to warn you. That rule sounds mad, and I don't believe it whatsoever. I don't know if that ever happened, but I don't believe it, honestly. I'm sorry to my mate at the time who said that, but like, I don't believe them. Yes, we were mates on the psych ward. I wanted to believe them, but like, it's one of them rules where you just don't believe them, if you know what I mean. Anyway, back to it. I don't like this. You can't see my lights, and it's quite upsetting me. But I do. I have lights. See? I just wanted to show them off, but I can't. So, my phone's not in the right position. Okay. All good. In this psych ward, once you got in, you were allowed strings. You were allowed shoes in your room, like shoelaces, probably belts. You were allowed metal. You were allowed, I think some people did have glass, but I'm not sure if they just snuck that. I think they snuck it in, so staff didn't know about it. And yeah, basically, sorry, I got distracted. I was gonna say something. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted and then forgetting what I'm talking about. Basically, in this hospital, I was self-harming, right? And they didn't give a shit. But when I started smashing a china cup, yeah, we were allowed china cups on the ward. Madness. Absolute madness. Bloody hell. But yeah, I smashed it. I cut my face. I cut my neck. Cut my arms. I cut that part of my arm too. I've still got scars from that because it was quite deep, and this is when I was cutting really deep. And they just let me cut myself. They didn't give a shit about that. But then I started smashing the cup a bit more, and then they stepped back. And then eventually, I was still smashing the cup, but they came running in with the alarms going. I was like, fuck's sake. They didn't do much. They just took me downstairs, put a plaster on me. That's pretty much it. And then the manager literally had a go at me because I smashed a cup. Like, what do you expect me to do? I'm a mentally ill child. But they had the audacity to say I'm not mentally ill. Like, everyone can tell I am. Like, fucking hell. Everyone can tell I am. Or I was at the time. Like, I wouldn't just cut myself for fun. Like, what the fuck? Who does it for fun? I don't. And other psych wards have diagnosed me with like depression, anxiety, OCD. mild OCD, like really bad, really good OCD, like not bad type, like the mild, I think it's mild, yeah, rather than severe. I don't have severe, I just have mild. And I got diagnosed with that, and I got diagnosed with autism too, pretty recent, and I didn't want to be diagnosed with that, actually. It did my head in at first, because I was like, no, I'm not autistic, no. But now I'm learning to accept it, because I saw autism as my brother. I love my brother and all, but I didn't want to be like him. He annoyed me. He pissed me off a lot. So I was just, this is my younger brother, not my older brother. That was in one of the recent videos, like, that I mentioned in the video. It's a different one. He had autism, and I just associated autism with my brother, and that's why I didn't want to be diagnosed as autistic. That's why it did my head in and all that shit. Yeah. Anyway, back to that cycle that I was talking about. All they did was put plasters on me. And then once I was tying a ligature, they came in, looked at me, and walked back out. I was like, thanks. You're meant to help, not just walk away. And yeah, they didn't do fuck all, so I took it off in the end because it wasn't working clearly. I gave it like 10 minutes. And if it didn't work in 10 minutes, then it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Another time, I was in my bathroom just cutting in my bathroom for 3 fucking hours before they came in. 3 hours. I was sat there on my sink, just there, like, da-da-da-da-da. Like, bloody hell. And they ignored the fact that I was doing this for 3 hours. And then they finally come in. I hid what I was using. I hid my arms, even though I knew they wouldn't give a shit. But I was just there on my bathroom sink, like, you're right, can I see you? Yeah. Looked at me and walked away. Like, I probably looked really ill at the time, and they did fuck all but walk away. And that's bad. They shouldn't just walk away. Moving on to the next hospital, which is a bit better. My next hospital, I've got to think. My next psych ward was quite nice. Quite a nice hospital. But, however, they threatened to shoot me. So, when I first got there, I was pissed off because they wanted my drawstrings. So, in this hospital, they wanted your drawstrings. So, you weren't allowed drawstrings at all. You weren't allowed to shoot. Well, yeah. Wait. No, you were allowed shooters. But at, like, nurse's discretion. So if the nurse thought you were able to have shoelaces, they would let you have it. And they restrained me when I tried to run off out the ward. Like, I went bolting for that door. I thought I was going to break it before they got there. No. Fucking no. They came and restrained me back to my little base I had in this ward. Because it was like an adults ward. So I had my own little section. Yeah, I had my own little fucking section. And in that section, I had to have food brought to me, which I wouldn't eat. Like, they bring you your food, but although you are allowed out to go get your food, but only on like a 3-to-1 basis, or at least 1-to-1. It was something like 3-to-1. I think it was 3-to-1 because every time I left that bit, I had 3 people following me. Bloody hell. yeah, the hospital's alright. If you don't eat, they do regular blood tests and they threaten you with a tube. And they offer you supplements like milkshakey things, stuff you have for like eating disorder patients. That's basically what they did there. If you I forgot what I was going to say, that's why I keep saying it. If you do some self-harming or try to harm yourself or others, they will take everything out of your room. Everything. You're not allowed anything. You're not allowed anything that's glass or metal. Next hospital. Okay. Hospital number 4, which is the last one. Basically, they took all your drawstrings, they took your shoes because you're not allowed laces. If they don't have laces, you're allowed them in your room. We're allowed sliders in our room. We won't have metal paintbrushes or pens in our room unless we are safe with it. We won't allow batteries in our room unless we're safe and about to be discharged. We are allowed our clothes. We were on 15 minutes obs for general. General obs is 15 minutes in that hospital. Sorry. Shoelaces are not allowed, drawstrings are not allowed, metal in room is not really allowed, batteries in rooms aren't really allowed unless you're really good. They will restrain you if you're self-harming and won't stop, and if it's getting deep. If you have something to harm yourself with, they'll basically try to get it off you, and if they can't, they'll one-to-one you. And if you swallow anything, they'll send you to A&E. Learn that the hard way. I'm not actually laughing. I don't find it funny. It's just a natural reaction kind of thing. Sorry. It may look like I find it funny, but it's not. It's not funny that I ended myself up in A&E because of it. One-to-ones are usually quite good. Some of them are fast runners. I used to run just for the fun, just to see how quick they were. I would run up to my room and lock the door. I love locking the door, it was just something I loved to do. Sorry, a mate just texted me and I was focusing on that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The hospital was alright too. You weren't allowed paint in your room. That was a no-no. Especially with me, because I ended up throwing paint all across my room. That was bad. And yeah, that's it. Bye guys.